We have had to listen for 4 years now to Republicans whine and cry about the 2020 Biden campaign allegedly colluding with social media outlets to suppress the information stolen from Hunter Biden's laptop. And yes, that information was in fact stolen from Hunter Biden's laptop, and he's got a couple lawsuits out there still pending to hold those who leaked it responsible, and I hope he prevails in those because the images released from that are truly not something that anyone should have ever seen. But Republicans have held congressional hearings. Mark Zuckerberg recently wrote his letter saying, oh yeah, the campaign did ask us to remove, naked photos of Hunter Biden, and we did it. Oh, but we only did it for a little bit and then we let it all go out publicly. But the reason I'm even bringing that up is because there's a bigger story where we do, according to the New York Times, have confirmation that a presidential campaign colluded with the owner of a social media company to remove damaging information about that campaign. And in case you couldn't already figure it out, I am talking about the Trump campaign and Elon Musk, the owner of Twitter. Here is what the New York Times reported. After a reporter's publication of hacked Trump campaign information last month, the campaign connected with X to prevent the circulation of links to the material on the platform, according to two people with knowledge of the events. X eventually blocked links to the material and suspended the reporter's account. Now, that reporter happens to be none other than Ken Klippenstein, who, by the way, happens to be the best in the business. And he was sick and tired of all of these other news outlets that had the hacked information from Trump's campaign, which, for the record, wasn't even that bad, but nobody would report on it. 8 years ago, the hacked material from Hillary Clinton's campaign, oh God, you couldn't stop the media from reporting on it every day for weeks. But it happens to Trump, and suddenly the media is like, whoa, we don't want to do it. Klippenstein said, no, it's our job to do this. We have to do this. And he did it. And he was suspended by Elon Musk for doing so, apparently, according to this report, at the request of the Trump campaign. Now, Klippenstein's account has, in fact, been reinstated, I think, as of just a couple days ago. But here's the smoking gun, folks. Elon Musk, the so-called free speech warrior. Donald Trump, the one who thinks it's ridiculous that social media outlets are censoring individuals and suppressing information. All of these effing hypocrites did the same thing that they have been accusing the Biden campaign of doing for 4 straight years. We had congressional hearings on this. What makes me even angrier is the fact that the Biden campaign never explicitly said you have to remove this. Okay, that was made abundantly clear during those congressional hearings. What they said was, we believe this information violates your terms of service. And of course they did add, also it reeks of Russian propaganda, but they didn't even need that. But either way, they didn't direct them saying you have to remove this. Trump, on the other hand, is working hand in hand with Elon Musk, who has donated more than $100 million of his own personal fortune to get Donald Trump elected. And here's the kicker. This story is about a week old. About a week old. We haven't had any congressional hearings. Hell, we haven't really even had most of the media talk about this other than the one story, and then it died. I would have covered this last week had I not been traveling, but this is insanity. 4 years ago, and every day since then, by the way, Republicans have been up in arms about the so-called collusion between the powerful and the social media to suppress information. And here we have a damn smoking gun, and none of those bastards in the media could even be bothered to make a story out of this. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.